Afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I was just listening to an interview with Larry Kudlow, and I've come to the conclusion that whatever Larry Kudlow says, you just believe exactly the opposite, because this guy is never right about anything, ever. It was a few months ago, prior to the whole COVID cases breaking out here in the United States, he was saying that we have this thing contained. We got this virus contained. I'm not going to say it's airtight, but it's airtight. It was like the next day there was cases breaking out across the United States, and obviously it was not contained at all. A few weeks ago, he said that there's no spike in cases. There's no evidence of spike in cases. All the data shows that there's no spike in cases. There might be a couple of hotspots, but that's it. Obviously wrong about that. The spiking of cases across the United States has taken place. Completely wrong. Today, he was saying that the Vshaped recovery is intact and it's well on its way, and that the recovery is happening. Okay, so I have to look at it as saying, okay, well, if Larry Kudlow says that the V-shaped recovery has taken place and that there's no worries about it, then you definitely have to worry about it. We're about ready to experience another downturn. And now that kind of goes along with a lot of what the Fed presidents have been saying just recently too, because Fed President Bostic, I'll leave a link down in the description. There was a short video, an interview that he did, and it was like the video was only about 2 minutes. I'm not sure how long the interview was, but like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description for it. 35 seconds into that video, he's talking about confidence and how it's a matter of confidence that keeps this economy going. Really? That's it? Confidency? Like, you know what confidency means? It means you have to con people into believing what you're saying. That's confidence. He goes on to say at 1 minute and 42 seconds into that interview, he says that the economy is leveling off, that the upward trajectory is starting to level off. And it's leveling off at a height that's not quite achieving what it was prior to the downturn. Okay, so what I hear when he says that is that the economy is about ready to experience a dead cat bounce. Now, if you're not familiar with dead cat bounce, like if you take a stock and it's reached its all-time highs and you have a major downturn in that stock, a major price drop, but then it starts to recover and it looks like it's about ready to reach up to its new all-time highs again, but then it rolls over just before it gets there and it starts to drop again. That's referred to as a dead cat bounce, and I believe that's what Fed President Bostic was trying to say at that 1 minute and 42 seconds, is that the economy is about ready to experience a dead cat bounce. He didn't say that. He just used the term leveling off. But then Fed President Loretta Mester, she said essentially the same thing, that the economy is leveling off and that the recovery is going to take a lot longer than what anybody else is anticipating. She says that it's going to take a long time to recover to achieve that level that we were prior to the downturn. And then Fed President James Bullard, right? He was talking about how there is going to be a wave of bankruptcy. In fact, let me see. What did he say? He said we could get a wave of substantial bankruptcies that could lead into a financial crisis. And what I believe he is talking about is the wave of bankruptcies that are going to come from businesses here over the next few months. And that we're already starting to see a lot of bankruptcies taking place inside of these businesses. That's going to be very detrimental to the recovery, at least for the V-shaped recovery. And that, again, it's going to take a long time to get to that level that we were at prior to the downturn. Now you think about it, all these presidents are saying that we have our tools ready to be deployed. We're going to keep them operational for, until we get to the recovery. And you think about this for a second. If they are going to do this, this is a sign that there is no recovery, that the crisis is still looming. Because if the recovery was taking place, if there was a return to where we were prior to the downturn, then you wouldn't need those facilities. The only reason why you have those facilities is because the Fed would not typically be able to use these tools if it wasn't for the unusual and exigent circumstances. Okay, unusual and exigent circumstances basically means that they are in a crisis situation and they need to deploy these tools that they normally would not be allowed to use. And even still today, I'm reading articles about how they're talking about the stimulus, or at least the government stepping in with another stimulus package of some sort come August, whether that's, checks again to, for stimulus checks going out to the people, more loans going, like the PPP loans that turn into grants to small businesses. But it sounds to me like they are getting prepared to deal with the next downturn. And that sounds like it's coming sometime around August. At least that's kind of what I get the feeling of from everything that I've read here. Anyway, I thought I'd share those things with you, and I'll leave links down in the description. Uneducated Economist. You guys let me know.